Okay, good evening, Long Island. It's the second stream of the day, and we're going to have a little fun tonight. I've got some, they never learn. These people never learn. I'm not going to name the previous offenders because we know who they are. But these people, they like to flap the gums. We got another one. We got a live one here. I can't wait to go over this latest piece of garbage, and I'm not talking about maybe I am talking. Look, we're going to rip this bad boy up afterwards. I got something to go over with you. And by the way, after I'm done going over that, we're going to take a few phone calls. You know why? Because I think it's time the people speak about this nonsense that other people like to write about. I think it's time the people speak. And we're going to give the people the chance to speak on Long Island's most popular live stream. Okay? Because here we are again, second time today, and we've got a lot of people watching already. We've only been live for a couple minutes. I hope you guys have seen the Poopy Pants Biden video. It's on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. But we got something more important to talk about now. Tomorrow is Election Day, and it's Election Day Eve. It's Election Day Eve, and we're having fun. And somebody decided, one of these normal people, they like to chirp, they like to flap the gums, and tomorrow is voting no on Propositions 1, 3, and 4, okay? But I'm going to show you something, and then we're going to let you call and talk about what went on here, because, and again, it's all public. I ain't getting in trouble for this. I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to go over what our good friend Shoshana Hershkowitz, I'm sorry, she's going to get mad at me for mispronouncing her last name. Shoshana Hershkowitz. We're going to go, and don't accuse me of anti-Semitism. My father's Jewish. Okay? So, hi. Yeah, I don't like George Soros either. Doesn't make me an anti-Semite. He's the Nazi that you follow around, Shoshana. Listen to me. Here we go. So let's go over what Miss Hershkowitz, if I'm allowed to assume her gender, Miss Hershkowitz said here. Let's go. Okay, friends. She has friends? That's news to me. Wow, we're breaking news here on the program. Apparently, Shoshana Hershkowitz has friends. I didn't know that. But okay, friends, I'm here to ask you to reelect Tim Sini for Suffolk DA. Well, now we already know she's an awful human being. It is not because I'm a fan. So you're asking people to vote for somebody not because you like them? It's confusing. I'm not. I am incensed by his anti-bail reform racist messaging. Anti-bail reform race. So I'm asking you for one and one reason alone, to keep Ray Tierney out of office. Wow. She's asking to keep him out of office. Why would you think she's asking it? Oh, here we go. Why am I opposed to Ray Tierney? Why do you think? Because he has aligned himself with the boogeyman, the white supremacist group, Long Island Loud Majority. How many times do we have to go through this with the white supremacy thing? How many times do I have to come out and say, we are not white supremacists and we wholeheartedly denounce white supremacy? How many times? But I guess these slow on the intake liberals like Shoshana, notice how slow I'm going. Shoshana Hershkowitz in Smithtown doesn't understand when you speak at a speed quicker than the speed that I am currently speaking at. We wholeheartedly denounce white supremacy and racism. And now back to the normal speed. Why am I opposed to Ray Tierney? Because he has aligned himself with the white supremacist group, Long Island Loud Majority. Look at the havoc that hate group has wreaked in school boards like Smithtown. We absolutely cannot have a DA associated and beholden to white supremacists in Suffolk County. Well, I would like to let you know that Suffolk County Democratic Chairman Rich Schaefer is a big fan of Ray Tierney. And so that kind of makes things tough for Tim Sini now, doesn't it? Shoshana. This is posted on the Suffolk Progressives page on Facebook. Her name is attached to it, obviously, so it's all right. There it is. You see it right up on top there. Let's keep going. So I'm asking you to do what I'm going to do. Vote for Tim Sini. Vote for Tim Sini. But know this, after Tim Sini is reelected, I am going to put him on notice. Yeah, because anybody is afraid of you. With your 4 followers and your no friends, even though you include, you claim to have friends. I don't know who is silly enough to be a friend of yours. Certainly, I won't make that mistake in my life. There's plenty of mistakes that I've made. That will not be one of them, trust me. And to anybody who's friends with this woman, I would ask you to very thoroughly reevaluate that decision, okay? But I'm asking you to do it. I'm going to do it after Tim Sini's elected. Shoshana Hershkowitz is going to put him on notice. Wow. I will tell him that if I ever get one more email, here she goes, Karen mode has been activated. If I ever get one more email from him opposing bail reform, I will recruit and support a primary challenger to him from the left for his last term. Oh, Shoshana Hershkowitz. That's her telling her. That's her telling you she's going to run for DA, folks. She thinks she could do it. So please vote for Tim to keep the white supremacist out of office, and then we'll confront and dismantle the racism in the Democratic Party. Now the Democrats are racist, everybody. Now the Democrats are racist. Now it's not just us. Now everybody's racist, except Shoshana Hershkowitz. She's not a racist. You know what? I guarantee you this woman is probably the most racist person walking around in Smithtown. Worse than our good friend Kristen, worse than our good friend Barbara. You've got Shoshana, who is a pro-CRT, pro-division, pro-predatory behaviors in the schools when it comes to teachers poisoning the children. She's pro all of these things. But trust me, she's got friends and she's a nice person. Three Village, that's where she's from, sorry. Three Village. But she has been very active with what we've done in Smithtown. You see, she mentioned Smithtown. She's not happy that we took part and we're very successful in Smithtown. I've had enough of this. This white supremacy stuff. And, you know, every time someone does it, here's what we do. We go public, we address it, and we make these people feel like idiots because they are idiots. They're absolutely idiots. Shoshana Hershkowitz is an idiot. Let's be honest. Okay? You're an idiot. Look at this. First of all, I mean, we're writing this by him. Why am I opposed to it? Vote for him even though I don't like white supremacy. That's the boogeyman. I was just saying this, you know, Shoshana, I know you saw the stream this morning. I just talked about this. That you stopped saying racist and started saying neo-Nazi and white supremacy and all these different things because racist doesn't mean anything anymore because you call everybody a racist. Shame on you. There are real victims of racism out there that can no longer be taken seriously because if they say they're a victim of racism, everybody assumes they're a victim of nothing because everyone is being called racist every single day. And that's your fault, Shoshana. That's your fault. But I'm happy you opened your mouth. I'm happy you gave me some fodder to motivate our people to get out and vote for Ray Tierney tomorrow. Ray Tierney for DA, not the incompetent, bought and paid for Tim C. Not him. Not the incompetent, unable to do his job, pro MS-13, right? Bail reform. Right? He's all about it. Now he's talking about he's not about it. He's all about it for all this time. Found out that his poll numbers completely sucked. Watched Ray Tierney come out and say, this man is pro-bear. Oh, all of a sudden we have to look at, now you've got Shoshana angry. That's never good. Because she's going to go outside and scream into the air. She's going to do it tonight, too. And then she's going to post about us tonight, too. Anybody who's friends with her, or maybe just watch it. You're going to see the post come out about how terrible a person I am. Right. It's going to happen. And then her friend, Kristen, is going to come put the pictures of me making the okay sign. Because Kristen, much like Shoshana, is also slow on the intake. She thinks that this actually is a white supremacy symbol. She is the reason why 4chan was successful in hoaxing the left into believing that the symbol that everybody's been making for decades that means okay is actually a hate symbol, which it isn't. It's people like Shoshana, it's people like Kristen who like to chirp and open their mouths that put us in this position. So I hope everybody's having a good time. Shoshana Hershkowitz, I hope you sleep very well tonight. I hope you have a very good day tomorrow. I hope you have a great life. I really do. I wish you the best, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart because I know deep down you don't have the gall to say that about me. You would never wish me well. You're too consumed by hate, Shoshana. And for everybody in our group, you keep calling us white supremacists. You know nothing about us. Nothing. We've done more work in the communities in Long Island than you've done your entire life, and you know it. You are a racist, hateful human being. You do not care about law and order. You do not care about making your community safer. You only care about your backyard, and it stops at your fence line. That's the last thing you care about. It stops at your fence line, Shoshana. And you know what? I'm glad you opened your mouth and wrote this. I really am, because, you know, we've got eyes everywhere. You think you're going to say something like this and not get the Barbara treatment, not get the Kristen treatment? No. Congratulations. Now it is the Shoshana treatment. We're going to keep it to the last offender now. So now you are now officially a part of our vocabulary. We give people the Shoshana treatment when they write crap like this. Remember the Smithtown News? By the way, I still don't know who won this football game. I still don't know. Oh, here we go. These are people that Shoshana Hershkowitz looks up to. The Smithtown News, remember this? You can't really see it, but remember this? The 14-13 final where nobody knows who the hell won? These are the people they look up to. Those are the people who say, oh, the loud majority can't be talking about education. You can't count to 14, which is probably a bigger number than Hershkowitz's following on Facebook. And it's so fun being in a position to be able to say that. I love it, insulting people that way. It's great. Anyway, this is all garbage. This is fake news. And I love it. I love it because I know I live rent-free now in your head, Shoshana. I can now declare residency in the head of Barbara and Kristen and now you. And I know I've been in your head for a long time. We've all been in your head for a long time. It's a beautiful space. I'm hanging a big, look, in the back. It's going to be it's going to look like this in your head. And underneath it, we're going to hang another nice banner, just like what I did in Hobby Lobby, Shoshana. Let's go, Brandon. How you feel about that? People of Long Island, I love you. And I know you know that this is all garbage, but I love coming up and talking to these privileged elitist liberals who think they've got all the answers. Meanwhile, all they've got. And obviously, she took a video of Kevin at the Three Village School Board meeting of him waving. And I bet you she watches that every night, wondering she wished she could be as cool as Kevin Smith. I bet you she's thinking that. I bet you that's what's going on. She's like, I wish I could be like them. She wishes she wasn't a hateful white supremacist, but she actually is. It's a shame. It's okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love Shoshana Hershkowitz. I love the free press. I love having a reason to go live, and you know it. But what I really love is I love having the Let's Go Shoshana. Nick Vitale writes in the chat, Let's Go Shoshana. So there he is. Yeah, Nick Vitale. We love him. He's an MVP. Known him for a while. Known him for a very long time, Nick Vitale. Great guy. Great guy. HVAC. Great guy. HVAC. He knows HVAC better than anybody, Nick Vitale. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. If you want to call and talk about tomorrow and get hyped and hype everybody up, or call and say something nice, keep it clean about Shoshana Hershkowitz. Our number is 631-801-7092. 631-801-7092. I want to hear from you. 631-801-7092. Give us a call here, and we'll chat for a little bit. I'm excited to hear from you, and let's have some fun. Now, tomorrow, the most important thing to remember tomorrow, if you're in Nassau or Suffolk County, tomorrow, when we vote, remember to vote no on the back of the ballot. Remember to vote no on Propositions 1, 3, and 4 on the back of the ballot, 631-801-7092. And let's have a nice little conversation here if you guys want to call. But remember to vote no on the back of the ballot. Remember to vote no on the back. I hope Shoshana calls. I hope Shoshana Hershkowitz calls me right now. I hope she does. I'm going to put the call number on the screen. 631-801-7092. Here we go. I'm going to write call. And we're going to add that, and we're going to put that right up on the screen. And we're going to have some fun tonight for a little bit of time. Call us here at 631-801-7092, and we'll work with you. I'll get you right on, and we'll have some fun. Anyway, tomorrow, remember to vote no on the back of the ballot on Propositions 1, 3, and 4, most importantly. 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4 tomorrow. Number 1 is about a redistricting amendment. We don't want to have the Democrats gain too much control over the redistricting process. We'll have a big time problem. Proposition number 3 is about same-day voter registration. Yeah, I live here. No, you don't. Same-day voter registration, but you're voting anyway. Same-day voter registration. And the third one, proposition number 4, would be no excuse absentee ballot. No excuse absentee ballots. That's a problem because you don't have to have an excuse now to vote absentee. So we have an issue. We don't want those propositions to pass. Everybody who talks to me on the stream every morning who talks about election integrity and what are we going to do to secure our elections, you better be out there voting no tomorrow on these propositions or I don't want to hear another word. You understand me? Everybody on this stream, everybody who you know, your friends, your family, you all have to vote tomorrow. Everybody's got to vote tomorrow. Understand that. Very important. Everybody's got to get out and vote tomorrow. And I'm excited to see you guys do it. So tomorrow is election day. Remember Suffolk County. Ray Tierney for DA. Thanks, Shoshana, for the free campaign ad for the Tierney campaign. We really appreciate it. Ray Tierney for DA. I would say vote early and vote often, but you're not supposed to vote more than once. But sure, vote early and vote often. If you're in District 7, vote for Dominic Thorne for county legislator. LD7, Dominic Thorne. Okay, and if you're in Nassau County, Bruce Blakeman and Ann Donnelly. Let's give them hell tomorrow, folks. Let's give them hell. No, your dead relatives are not supposed to vote. Again, if you want to call and chat about Shoshana, 631-801-7092. 631-801-7092. Give me a call here and we'll chat. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about how excited you are tomorrow. We'll talk about how excited you are to vote. You know, local elections are where we really start to make a difference. And this is all about momentum when we get to tomorrow. This is all about momentum. This is all about building the foundation. Sebastian Gorka said this on the America First podcast when I was on there last week. Everything starts locally. From library elections, we know what we did in the library. So do other people. And from library elections to school board elections, you know what we've done with the school boards. A lot of people know about that, including our friend Shoshana Hershkowitz. Somebody just told me here that, by the way, this guy I follow in Greece has you in his YouTube videos. So hello to Greece. Helen of Sparta. Where is Helen? Known Helen for a long time. She started what's called the Trojan War. And then there was this horse, the 18 from Schenectady. and the Trojan horse. So 100% it starts local. 100% it starts local. And I'm excited to have do some local elections. Here we go. Folks, I'm telling you, let's have some fun. 631-801-7092. We're having fun before election night. We're going to be on for another 10 minutes or so. We're having fun before the election day right now. Andy Whitman is on the chat, running for ISLIP receiver of taxes. Andy Whitman. So go out and vote for Andy Whitman. 631-801-7092. We're sitting here having some fun, roasting the haters like we always do. I know it's going to get back to her. I don't really care. Send it to her. Let her know, hey, you know what? Actually, if any of you guys are in the Suffolk Progressives group, do me a favor and share this in there. Share this in there to Suffolk Progressives. Let them know exactly that we know exactly what she said. Share this in there. Vote no on propositions 1, 3, and 4. We know that already. Hey, if you want to vote no to the clean water thing, I don't really know what's involved in that. But you could vote no on that as well. Dirty water for days, baby. No, it's not about clean water. It's not about all that stuff. It's basically the Green New Deal. It's basically GND, as I call it, the Green New Deal, the Green New Disaster, the Green New Catastrophe. And again, if you want to talk to us, 631-801-7092. Hello from Texas. How we doing, Texas? How we doing, Texas? We're talking to Texas today. Everybody in the chat is all fired up. Hey, how'd you guys like the morning today? How'd you guys like the stuff on the morning today? Was it good? Did you have a good time? The number again is 631-801-7092. It's on the screen. We have somebody I know who is definitely interested in jumping on here. He's the Halloween costume winner, I think. Proposition 2 stops any infrastructure project if it has a negative impact on the climate. And obviously, you know that that's very subjective. Negative impact on the climate. Please give us a call if you want. We'll be here for another 10 or so minutes. LD3, Jim Mazzarella. Yes, we were happy when he won that. That special election back in the early summer. So he's down in Texas. He's actually from New York. His name is Kevin. And he's from New York. He's just visiting Texas. Well, tell Texas we love him. We're getting a call here, and we're going to pick this one. Who do we got on the line?
Hello?
Yes, what's going on?
Hey, it's Andy Whitman. Who's this?
Andy Whitman is on the line. Islip receiver at Texas. It's Sean. What's going on, Andy? How are you?
Oh, what's up, Sean? How's everything?
Not too bad. How you feeling? Getting ready for your big day tomorrow, huh? How's it feel?
It feels good. You know, we started off early this morning. I was at the Ronkonkoma train station at 6 a.m. this morning with Ray Tierney, getting that last-minute push out, and we will be back there tomorrow morning, starting at about 4:45 tomorrow morning, Sean.
Nice. Well, we're excited to see how these races go. Have you gotten a good feel for what it looks like in Islip right now? Is that race looking good for you? I know you're confident. You got a lot of swagger. I don't know if you know that, but a lot of good energy. Andy, you got a lot of good energy. A lot of people come around. They're kind of tired all the time. Andy's always ready to go get it done. So, and that rubs off on a lot of people. A lot of people like that. So how do you feel going in tomorrow?
Listen, I feel very confident going tomorrow, but, you can't mistake confidence for cockiness.
No.
I've been around elections a long time. This is my race. My race is an open seat. I'm not going against an incumbent. It's an open race. So, incumbency does come, whether you're Republican or a Democrat, incumbency does come with some power. So our good friend Dominic Thorne, we all know that that's a tough race that he's got, but he's got a lot of wind at his back, a lot of momentum, a lot of energy, exactly what you're talking about. So my race is an open race. It's very different than going up and against an incumbent. Town-wide as opposed to a district. So there's a lot of variables that come into play.
Now, can we talk about how didn't you win a primary, Andy? Isn't there something you did to get to this position? How did you get to starting to run here?
So, yeah, that is correct. So at the beginning of this year, the Conservative Party approached me and gave me their nomination for this position. But as a registered Republican, my party decided to go down a different route and choose a different candidate. So I chose to buck the system as it was, and I ran a primary against the chosen candidate of the Islip Republican Committee, and I was successful on that on June 22nd by about 13.5 percentage points.
Heck yeah, 13.5. That's a landslide, Andy. And you know what you did? You showed everybody the power of we the people. Just because you may not be the chosen candidate of the establishment or the particular party, you can still go ahead and get things done. That's what you did. And I'm really, really excited to see how this turns out for you tomorrow. I know a lot of people have met you. I've met you a few times. We've talked a few times. Like I said, you mentioned Dominic Thorne as well. Dom's another guy with a great attitude. He's really upbeat. He's really fun to be around. Just an overall good dude. And I can say the same thing about you, Andy. And I really want to see you win that race. So, folks, if you're listening, Andy Whitman, Islip receiver at Taxes, get it done and get my man in office. How you like that?
I love it, Sean. Sounds great. But one thing I do want to quickly point out, because I'm sure you have other callers you want to get to, is
Go for it.
Other than Dominic Thorne and myself, who are both volunteer firefighters, we both have an EMS background as well. One other gentleman, Manny Troach, is a volunteer fireman in Brentwood. So we actually have, and it's obviously going to be different from district to district because Dominic's out in Brookhaven and Manny and I are in Islip. But you've got three people who are proven track records of dedication to their community service for a very long time. I've known Manny and Dominic for over 20 years. So well before any of us got involved in this political game. And you have three people who have shown an proven dedication and track record to community service. And that's the type of people that you really want to get into elected office. There's no dynasty politicians here between the three of us. And salt to the earth, man, as you said it yourself, and I've been saying for a long time, Ray Tierney, there's just another guy as well. So get the word out for those three guys, because they really need all the work and all the help that they can get.
Yeah, that's it. So let's get it done. Let's have a nice day tomorrow, a big red wave, and let's follow through. Andy, I'm looking forward to celebrating with you tomorrow night if we can.
Sounds great, Sean. And the last thing I'll leave you with, if anyone is available to help us out at the train station tomorrow morning, we're going to be back at Ronkonkoma at 4:45 tomorrow morning on the south platform by the coffee truck. If anybody's able, we'll be there for about 2 hours from till about 7 a.m. You got 10, 15, 20 minutes that we can give those last palm cards out for Ray Tierney. I'd really appreciate all the help.
All right, you guys heard it from Andy Whitman. Thanks for calling, Andy, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me.
You got it. So that was Andy Whitman, ISLIP receiver of taxes. He's running for ISLIP receiver of taxes. As you heard, it's an open race, no incumbent. Not as hard to win a race like that as it's going to be for somebody like Dominic Thorne going up against an incumbent who's been there for a long time. But when you look at Dom Thorne's race and when you look at the incumbency and the person who is the incumbent in Dom Thorne's race, he sucks. This guy, Rob Clarko, is awful. He's been a Cuomo suckling, a Cuomo lapdog for a very, very long time. So you know that Andrew Cuomo, he was with him. Rob Clarko was with him 3 weeks before Andrew Cuomo resigned. We have video of that. It's been put out all over the place. You don't want that guy to be in charge of your legislative district if you live in LD7. I'm being fed some information here. Breaking news, News 12. Officials say there has been a shooting at Heckscher Park in Huntington, and Town Hall is currently in lockdown. Tim Sini was out there campaigning at Huntington train station, telling the commuters that everything is okay. Meanwhile, somebody was shot in Heckscher Park in Huntington. So this is one of the people shot at Heckscher Park in Huntington. So this is one of the people who wants to be your district attorney, one of the two in this race. And while people are being shot in public parks in Suffolk County, he's telling you, don't worry, everything is okay. He's singing Bob Marley, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. Well, not under Tim Sini. And obviously there's somebody. So Shoshana Hershkowitz would rather vote for him, who's letting people get shot in parks, shot at parks and public parks in Suffolk County, just to stick it to us. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about anybody else. She just wants to stick it to us. This is a personal vendetta that she's got against us. And she wants to take that personal vendetta and weaponize it and cost the rest of you a safe and secure community. Do not let that happen tomorrow. Do not let a person like this, be the one to deter you from the polls or tell you to vote for an unsafe community. We'll be on for another 5 or so minutes. 631-801-7092. Thank you to Andy Whitman, ISLIP receiver of taxes candidate, for calling in. Anybody else wants to call in and have some fun, we can have some fun for the next 5 or 10 minutes. 631-801-7092. We're getting hyped for Election Day tomorrow. I'm never, ever, ever hyped for local elections, but now that I realize how important they are, and I realize the momentum that can be built from local elections, and I realize how much of a message we can send tomorrow to Suffolk County, to Nassau County, to Albany, when we vote no on the back of that ballot and watch those propositions go down like the Hindenburg, okay? Look like Rosie O'Donnell on fire, falling out of the air like somebody poured gasoline on poor Rosie. And we have another call coming in. Oh, I know who this is. It is Jen from West Babylon. How are you doing, Jen? How are you?
Hey, Sean, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's on your mind?
So I had someone that had asked a couple of questions, and I don't ever really give advice
Cool.
as far as those, but they were asking for Town of Babylon supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking who... Town of Babylon supervisor.
Town of Babylon supervisor. I mean, Rich Schaefer has been an institution in Babylon for quite a long time, and he's actually a fan of Ray Tierney. Now, with regards to Schaefer, you make your own decision at the polls. I mean, I'm not recently not a big fan of his. Recently. But
Right.
I do know that he's been very good. I'm going to give him credit where credit's due. He's very responsive to a lot of people. I know if you send him an email, he will answer back. I know that small businesses across the town of Babylon and it doesn't matter where they lie on any side of the aisle, small businesses in the town of Babylon have a good working relationship with him. So he's not terrible. I know he's a Democrat. I always say don't vote for Democrats. You don't have to vote for him. You could vote elsewhere. You can make it a close race. Maybe we'll pull off the upset. But Rich Schaefer, he's not the worst thing out there. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
Yep, he's not the worst thing. Am I going to vote for him? I'm not going to say that I'm going to vote for any Democrat. I probably won't vote for him. Do I think there's a chance to upset him? There's always a chance. I mean, the Jets won yesterday. But but there's always a chance for some craziness. Do I think it's likely? No. Does that mean not to vote in that actual election? Of course not. Go out there, go out and vote. Vote for who you want to vote for. Rich is not the worst guy. I know some of us in the group, Kevin has he's had dealings with Rich Schaefer that have been overall positive. So he's not the worst guy.
Fair enough. Another question was for town clerk. I've obviously listened to you consistently, so I know who it is that you're really, really supporting. Town clerk is either Compitello or Corella.
Mm-hmm. Perillo? Or was it?
Corella. Corella.
Corella. Corella is Corella we would like you to support in the town of Babylon. Absolutely.
All right, fair enough. And then councilmen, we have Martinez, Mineta, and Sabella.
Well, I know I can tell you this too about Tony Martinez. I've known him for a while. He's not a bad guy. I know Sabella's in the race. You can go down that route as well. Tony's been a man in the town of Babylon for a while. He goes back to when Balone was supervisor. Tony has been he's been a helpful asset in the town of Babylon as well. He's on the same ticket as Rich Schaefer. But again, Tony's somebody who I've had decent experiences with. So, I mean, just to be fair, I wouldn't say something negative about the guy. If you don't want to vote for Democratic candidates, that's perfectly fine. I don't have a means of bashing Tony Martinez at this point in time. I don't have anything to say that's bad about him because I personally haven't experienced anything bad. But I'm sure if there are folks with negative experiences regarding Tony Martinez and Rich Schaefer and you want to call and tell me, go right ahead and do so. I'm here. But again, with that race, that's one of those things where you can make your decision at the polls. If you've got a reason that you really don't like the guy, you think he's the wrong choice, you choose otherwise. That's the way the United States of America works.
For now, absolutely.
So, but thank you, Jen, for the call, and I look forward to working more on with the West Babylon School District. There's a lot that we have to do.
Yeah, well, we're very happy to have you. You have a good night.
Thanks, Jen. Okay, folks, so that was Jen Roman from West Babylon, a parent. And by the way, Jen's son, Michael, is still my hero for one of the comments that he made at a board meeting, and it raised some red flags. And he said, you know what? I don't really care. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't need people running around and saying bad things, but he's great. We love Michael. And let's go, Brandon, right? Let's go, Brandon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, 5-minute warning, 631-801-7092. If you want to call in and have some fun, 631-801-7092. We are going for the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, and then your boy's got to eat. I'm hungry. And we have wings on the way. Somebody said, let's go Rangers in the chat. I'm going to block you. I'm just kidding. Don't block. I'm not going to block you. I'm just messing. But no, let's go Rangers is incorrect. Let's go Rangers is incorrect. It's fake news. We don't do fake news here. Max, I love you. I'm just kidding. 631-801-7092. We'll be signing off in about 5 minutes. If you want to come in, have some fun. By the way, I see Barry J. Culper Sr. in the chat, and I want to just say that Barry J. Culper Sr. is the winner of the Universal Halloween contest across planet Earth because Barry J. Culper Sr. went as Captain Deplorable this Halloween. He threw on a Loud Majority hoodie, a tricorn hat, and he looked almost as good as I did. I love you, Barry. We are getting another call. Here we go. And who is this on the other end of the phone?
A tricorn hat, and he looked Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Can you turn that noise down in the back? I hear me again.
I'm shutting it down now.
No worries. Who's calling? If you don't,
My name's Adam from Smithtown.
Adam from Smithtown. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
What can I help you with? What's on your mind, buddy?
I wanted to know, who are you backing in Smithtown?
Well, we love Ed Warheim for town supervisor. He's a good friend of ours. Big fan of his. District, Smithtown. So Smithtown town supervisor. It's District 13 out there. And that's what happened? That's the Simonelli Trotter race out in District 13. Look, that's one of those things where I love Mike. He's been around for a long time. I think he's a great man. I think he's awesome. And I honestly, you know what? If it were up to me, who would I vote for? That's a tough question. But I have a good relationship with Mike, and I know that if he does win that seat, he will do a fantastic job. So I will tell you, Mike Simonelli is a very, very good man, and so I won't say anything bad about either man. I won't say anything bad about either man.
Him myself, just because I see what he wants to do with our school district, and he's worried about our children too, because it's a total, complete, excuse my language, but shit show right now.
Yeah, no, I understand it, and he's been very involved with the school board. And I will say this too, Rob Trotta, he's not a bad guy. It's a tough decision out there. And I wouldn't make decisions based off of who I'm telling you to vote for right now. But what I will say is that I know Mike personally. I know him well, and he's a good man. He is a very good man. So I would say, look, this is your decision when you get to the polls. Everyone's got their own decisions to make when you get in the voter booth. I'm not really picking sides on that race, but I will say, and I've done more with Mike, and I like the guy, and I think that if he does win on the conservative ticket, he will be a true conservative in power, and that's just how I know Mike will be, and he's pro law enforcement. He's got a book out, and is very involved in the schools, and as you know, that is something that I care deeply about. So I wish you the best of luck when you vote tomorrow, and I'm a big fan of Simonelli, and this is not me saying that I'm not a fan of Rob Trotta. Okay, this is one of these things where may the best man win, and we will see who that is tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you very much.
You got it, Adam.
Take care.
You got it. Yes, well aware that the PBA has backed Democrats, and that is what the PBA chooses to do. But Mike Simonelli is not the PBA. He's a part of the PBA, but he is not the whole thing. And I know that if Mike does run that race and run in there, and if he does win, he will be accountable. And he will be somebody who we can count on and trust. And so that is not to say one way or the other. That is let the best man win. And if the guy that you didn't vote for winds up winning, you're still going to be in good hands. It's a win-win situation out there in Smithtown. Anybody else? 631-801-7092. 631-801-7092. We're on for 2 more minutes. Let's go rapid fire. Anybody rapid fire? And so we are here. 631-801-7092. 631-801-7092. Unions do support Democrats. It's very odd at times that they do that. I think there's going to be an awakening going forward, but unions do tend to support Democrats because of the financial implications. Unions do tend to support Democrats due to the financial implications. Ed Smith in Huntington, he's for town supervisor. Ed Smith, Huntington town supervisor. We're a fan of his. If you're out in Huntington, go ahead and do it. Ed Smith in Huntington for town supervisor tomorrow. Once again, Suffolk County, vote for Ray Tierney, District 7. Because we want to stick it to her, too. Shoshana Hershkowitz. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Shoshana. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. We love you guys. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Vote no down the back of that ballot. Vote no. Propositions 1, 3, and 4 tomorrow. Or you could just vote no down the entire thing. You could just vote no down the entire thing. So, folks, tomorrow, big day. Big day. And pay attention here, Nikki Gargiulo. I'm going to put this up. You can also call the Board of Elections tomorrow with any voting questions at 631-852-4567. 888-938-6867. Thank you guys for jumping on. Hope you guys had some fun as we ridicule yet another troll and another person who believes they're going to just talk smack and get away with it. Now, Shoshana, you are more popular than you've ever been your entire life. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. We've done it again. A star is born, and her name is Shoshana Hershkowitz. And apparently, we just got our wings, and there's about 50 of them. So I got to get to work. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for jumping on tonight. Please hit the like button and subscribe on YouTube. Share this video, and we will see you guys at the polls tomorrow. Love ya, and stay loud.